I forgot to unmute, but welcome to Watkins Glen, the spiritual home of road racing in the USA. Crowds flocking over to see top-level racing, from anything from Formula One to K&M, and the from Formula One to K&M and the NASCAR Cup Series. I'm not good at English. Today we'll play host to the third to final round of the BPNR D2 season. It is the third and final world course of the D2 season. You already got some favorites to look out for, but before we get into the qualifying order, I will provide a showcase lap. Assuming I can rewind to it. I don't think I can. Here we go. The final step qualifying, I provide my own lap during the final minutes of the practice session that they acquired. So into turn 1, I heavy braking zone is also downhill, so that's gonna make lockups very common to happen. They go up in elevation through the S curves, very famous for very kind speed, single file change throughout, most likely, but not impossible to make a pass. But once you get the run up, you're gonna go into this bus stop chicane. I'm not good at it, but most drivers will fly through it easily. They ain't got this carousel. In this lap, I rode around a single gear, but considering the tight heat, it may be easier to find a third gear through the short straight, skipping the boots as we head into turn 6. Set yourself up here for turn 7. A little awkward banking, but you kind of make it work. And once you breeze through the final corner, you're greeted with the curve. Front stretch once more, and you're done with the lap. And then you can kill yourself, just like I did. So I believe qualifying's up now. Yes, it is. So Harry Crawford is on pole for today, with Colin Teague in second. That's going to be a top 2 to worry about during this race. Dalton Tubbs qualifies third, Alexander Hunt in fourth, Carter Stevens making his debut in fifth place, Noel Nichols in sixth. Hayden Durker seventh, Matthias Wells eighth, Chuko Shinome ninth, and Sierra Cooper runs out your top 10. Matt McIntyre, the last driver to set qualifying lap, qualifies 11th, and I believe it's McIntyre. I think Bowen Fisher's T2, I don't know. Probably not. But Hardy's deep in the pack. That's not going to help in this championship, along with William Gregory, Cam Smith. And I think that's it. I have to check something, but yeah, the D2 standings have been released and updated, so with Hardy in the points lead, is that right? I think it is. Let me actually... Let me fix that for y'all. Okay, so it's Hardy who leads the point standings, not by much, so only by 7 points over Alexander Hunt, who had lots of issues last weekend at Talladega. Harry Crawford has also joined the picture in third place, and with him starting on pole for tonight, that he is going to be a real threat, considering he has won the previous 2 road course races we've had this season. And he's looking to dominate a third straight. He is a driver to look out for. Colin Teagan 40 was in the top 3 in points prior to Talladega, but has swept up and found himself still realistically eligible, but you got some serious work to do in these final 3 races. That as well as outside your top 5, and it's kind of in its own bubble. Let me know, top 15 is still mathematically eligible. Currently, it's Nathan Long back, who also found realistic spot, but he's a D1 driver, so that goes to Buddy Campos. But me personally, I only see the top 4 in points right now that have a realistic shot at this championship. Colin Teague, like I mentioned, has some work to do, but I feel like these top 3 of Hardy, Hunt, and Crawford are going to be the ones to watch out for in these final races, including tonight. So today's race will be 25 laps, with the halfway stage at the conclusion of lap 12. And like I mentioned, it is the final road course of this season. And that is a dead man, that is William Viola. So while happy hour goes on for these drivers to practice pit road entry, what makes Watkins Glen so challenging despite the layout being so easy? Well, it has a lot of elevation changes, you can visually see it with that onboard, but each driver is just going to have to memorize that there are downhill braking zones and uphill fast sections that require lots of momentum. So to tackle this track, they need to find a right balance of speed. Right, once the 89 is complete, has to complete their lap, we can go to the race. Unless they start warping. Yeah, a little side-by-side action before we get going. And got those lock-ups. That's just something they... With how much tire wear is on this specific version, this is Watkins Glen AGG as they are door slamming across the line. This is going to be a tire demand race.
Drivers, to your cars.
Sorry, it's 23 laps, not 25. And gonna try to go back here for pit lane number 1, pit lane 2. Let me try something like this, I guess. They're lined up all the way back there, entry of turn 6, down that short street. So they're gonna have to wait a while before they get here on the front stretch.
Drivers, start your engines!
You can barely see them, but the cars are rolling. I just realized I forgot to grab the entry list for tonight because there are new drivers and I'm going to be slipping up, most likely. Okay, got on my phone. 2x2 in New York City. Green flag is out. Harry leads the way with Colin Teague side by side. Didn't get a good jump, but Harry Crawford is running away with it. And we already got a spin in the back. That is William Gregory in the 72. Keeps it going. The two drivers are being told not to go hero mode in lap 1. Still got 22 more laps to negotiate. And that is especially a prevalent skill on these road courses. You want to make up spots, but you still got time to make up those positions. 128, that is Carter Stevens making their BPNR debut. A little sideways out of turn 5. Oh, that's a car that just went straight through turn 6. That is the 57. That is Sierra Cooper. But it looks like the remaining cars have traversed the first lap no problems, and race is official. Yeah, 15 cars start the. You have 16 cars start this race. Good number for a road course, especially given most recent attendees. Stage caution, or not stage caution, but the stage break at. Stage ends at lap 11. Okay, I got it now. A little slow today. And Mac McIntyre having to pit on the opening lap has rejoined the track. But already not a good day for him. Eric Crawford goes way wide, and this is the special thing with this specific version. It is built off the 2017 version, I believe, but at turn 1, you see that patch of grass that's just to remove all the runoff, or not remove the runoff area completely, but it's enough to where you can't just hug the wall, the outside wall, and have an easier time to turn 1 and a better entry into the S's, you can say. And here comes second place in the points. Trying to make a move on Dalton Tubbs. Tries the outside through turn 6. He's gonna have the preferred line through turn 7. Makes the pass cleanly. He is now up to 3rd. Meanwhile, current points leader is the 03 car of Hardy, currently back in 9th place. Oh, someone spawned. That is Alexander Hunt, 2nd place in the points. This is going to. And there's been more carnage apparently. We'll look at that under caution, but Yeah, just lots of chaos to start this off, but Harry Crawford has led all 3 laps so far, looking to lead the 4th once he takes the race back. But Alexander Hahn spins from 3rd place and has triggered the caution flag. And it was a 3-car accident according to the officials. Through turn 7, Harry Crawford easily gets the race back. Colin Teague started 2nd place, remains there. Dalton Tubbs started 3rd. He temporarily lost the place, but has gained it back. And how about Hardy, who was 9th, the lap prior, made up 4 spots. Good on him, and also shout out to Carter Stevens, rookie in P4. So let's see what happened to Hunt. He made the move on Dalton Tubbs. He eventually blinked out all and Carter Stevens hits him. And behind him, in an attempt to avoid, it was Cameron McElreath who collides with the 89 of Noel Nichols. Trying to see, no one else got collected. It was just 2 cars that spun out, but I suppose the E9 had got some damage from it. Well, this caution period is gonna be a long one since it is a road course. See what the points leader had to see as we head into turn 1. Bit of a close call. He not only passed the 73 who was spun backwards, but also 3 more cars, giving him 5th place in 1 corner. Pit road is open this time, but they have not gotten there yet. I can prep up my pit cams while I wait. If I were the crew chief on these drivers, it is possible to do the 1 stop now and get your pit stop done with, because you're going to 23, although if we're going green on lap 7, that's a bit of a stretch. You got 16 laps. It's not impossible, but it's really sketchy. And because it's a road course, you might as well pit anyway. Bowen Fisher did not get that memo and decided to stay out. Gibbs Hardy as I've become Fox Sports for some reason. Looking like 4 tires for everyone here as the 39 of Hayden Duriger with a poor parking job. Trying to get his car corrected to get service. Harry Crawford easily wins off pit road. Colin Teague 2nd, and was Hardy in 3rd. Dalton Tubbs 4th, Stevens 5th. And I believe that was, yeah, the 76 leader of the race gets a white flag for speeding, and he'll have to go to the tail end of the field. This gives up the championship possibilities. Not that he can't make his way back up, but this is going to hinder him. Bowen Fisher elects to stay out and has been given the lead. This is 72, number 5, and 76, all with black flags. They'll start EOL. Apologies, we're going green this time. It's Bowman Fisher who likes to stay up, Colin Teague in second, Hardy in third, Dalton Tubbs in fourth, Carter Stevens in fifth, Noel Nichols in sixth. Matthias Wells in seventh, Sierra Cooper eighth, Alexander Hunt's ninth, and Ken Smith top 10. Through the restart zone. Green flag has been initiated. We are back underway for Watkins Glen. Mike McIntyre back into the pits. If they are dead, then there they go in the back. There's a big wreck through turn 2. Involved is Harry Crawford has the trouble of being in the back. Along with them are Cam Smith, Aiden Duricker, and Cameron McElreath. Meanwhile, for the lead, the 93 gets pushed out by the 51 of Colin Teague. Went through the carousel, Colin Teague. He was bashed out at Iowa by the 73 of Alexander Hunt. He was died that day, but he will not be today, and he gets a little sideways during turn 6. He comes Hardy on the outside. Unable to clear him for the lead, and Colin Teague will win the race back, but that is a lap around Watkins Glen. Where we had quite the shakeup. So let's see what happened. It's see. Well, this was turn 1. Harry Crawford with a big lockup trying to avoid plowing into the slower cars, who were just trying to negotiate turn 1 with no issues. But it looked like the 39 just ran into the 7 and just all 4 of the cars to the outside wall. 17 and 72 have narrowly escaped that being Shinonome and Gregory respectively. I hit the wrong button again. I love my job. I'm bored with Harry Crawford. And I don't think Harry Crawford got too much damage off that. If probably at worst he got aero damage or possibly engine. Pit road open this time. I'll showcase pits and then go over the incident between Colin Teague and Bowen Fisher. And a few takers. Leading the way in pit road is Sierra Cooper, followed by Matthias Wells, William Gregory, Bowen Fisher, who had the lead at some point, and the 4 to 5 cars in the back who were involved in a crash at turn 2. And that's not pretty. The 5 trying to get into his pit stall. Alright, William Gregory wins off pit road. I believe it was a fuel only situation. Right. More black flags, but let's go over the contact between these two. Colin T have a better line through the bus stop. 93 the door open, but the 51 doesn't get to the inside, like properly on the curb. Just general racing incident, really. At least that's what I think. I feel like the 51 could have done a little bit more to avoid the 93 who was turning in for the corner. But I feel like Teague will also want to avoid getting pinched down at the carousel, especially. You know, a little door action for P3, that being Carter Stevens, getting the better of Dalton Tubbs. And Dalton Tubbs even losing 4th place to Noel Nichols on the raceback. Two retirements right now, that being Matt McIntyre and most recent Bowen Fisher, after getting wrecked out at the carousel and lap 7. Heading into lap 10, 2 laps remain in the stage. Green flag waves once more. Gamsieri trying to make up the ground he lost from 2 cautions ago. Ryder top 5 gets stage points, so at the moment it's Dalton Tubbs who holds the final spot for points. But I think it's not going to last very long because here comes Crawford in the 76. Oh, we could see our Cooper down the inside of Matthias Wells. Somehow makes it clean, but it's a straight exit through the bus stop. Right now, championship contenders have been all over the place. You got 2 of them, 6th and 7th, trying to gain some stage points. Meanwhile, it is P1 and P4 up in the front. Colin Teague leads into the white flag, but Hardy is not going to let him get away with stage win. But Dalton's really sideways out of turn 1, uses the little runoff area this track has to offer. Side by side through the yeses. Oh, no contact. Eric Crawford into the wall. But the fastest part of the fastest corners of the track, excuse me, are just really a tough place to go side by side as around goes Carter Stevens at the bus stop into the tire barriers. And we have more drivers Sierra Cooper sideways. And not only Colin T is around, but also Eric Crawford. And the 17 is all Juco is also spinning. Lots of single car incidents. And reporting a no caution for any of that. Here comes Hardy out of turn 7. He will win this stage and will have a marginal lead over Noel Nichols, who acquires P2 out of that whole mess. Dalton Tubbs gets 3rd, Alexander Hunt's 4th, and Sierra Cooper P5. As they miss turn 1 completely. And now Matthias Phelps gets the position now, but a little too late. 11 laps down, and 12 more to go. Game reports that Wednesday had more to do, more than just a spin into the bus stop, but because we're on a green flag, I can't really look at that, so we'll have to look at that post race if this goes caution free the rest of the way. For position, Colin T got the game spun out and a couple laps ago, trying to rally back up. He gets around the Hayden Durker into turn 1, that being for P8. 39 tried challenging around the outside to turn 1, but to no avail. Gary McGarvey spins, entering turn 7. Big side damage to the driver's side. He keeps it going. Eric Crawford at pit road, he was one of the many drivers to have some sort of problem through lap 11. This is going to hurt his championship as Sierra Cooper is in the tire barrier hard at the exit of the bus stop. Caution has been called. We got reports of a flip. Dalton Tubbs shoved out wide by the 73 of Alexander Hunt. As Hardy in the 03 will take the race back. Man, oh man, we got lots to look at. I keep hitting around button because I have to beat my wagon. It's like that bad hockey, apparently. So let's see what happened to the leader first. Yeah, he just got the grass a bit too hard at the exit of the bus stop and just spins right around. We get Calamity there, but let's look at Carter Stevens as they go through the bus stop in P3. Yeah, he just looked like he just shifted down to second and broke sideways, and around they go. And the big question mark is Harry Crawford through the grass has a poor rejoin and gets just bounces right around. Then this 17 Jugo Shinonome. A Japanese name is gonna be hard to get used to, but yeah, just spins on them too. Well, and they threw the caution flag on accident. They do not use the in-game cautions. I'm just saying, if they don't know what they're doing, then I don't know why they are given the command. I mean, as an admin at DSRA, I have my own hotkeys, but it's usually I have it set to 0, so it doesn't intrude anything that's necessary. And with the way I have my control set up, I can't just accidentally hit it. Alright, well, I believe it was the 03 who went off pit road. As speed cars select to stay out, Noel Nichols, Harry Crawford, who I believe is a lap down, and Alexander Hunts. But there was reports of a flip to trigger this caution. I don't know how that came to be. It was Sierra Cooper trying to get by the 20 in a bad spot. Just sends it and doesn't flip over completely. He only got on 2 wheels. But I think the officials interpreted it wrong and as a spook by Dalton Tubbs. Trying to see this view because 73 blinked out, went back in, and probably back end kicked out. So probably another case where they downshifted too quickly. If I can figure out my cameras. I don't think they're going green this time. Riser smoke? We shall find out. Let's see, 17. Just stack up and Harry Crawford it. Oh, we are going green. I'm gonna look at this real quick though. Yeah, they are told to ignore the pace car completely as we go green right at the line. Noel Nichols still the lead. And there's gonna be a lot of work with the admins, as the 73 is down pit road. At the green flag, probably didn't get the memo that we were going green. I don't blame them, this whole thing's confusing as Cam Smith is going to nearly spin out at turn 4, gets it corrected. 7 and 17 trying to battle each other. I thought he was gonna kill him, but look at this aggressive move from Harry Crawford. If I can focus on him. To the inside of Hayden Durker into turn 6, bit of a lockup. But the 39 is gonna have the preferred line. The 72 goes a little wide behind him into turn 7. Not the best approach from 39, but everyone kept their sides clean. And we have Carnage in the bag, that's 20. Matthias Wells getting into the wall while trying to pass these two. And the pace car is still on track. It's given a 1 to go, at least according to the game, but we're still actively racing. But here comes Glen for 3rd place. Nearly got his nose under Dalton Tubbs into the carousel. But the 56 shuts the door on him. 51 was gonna have a runoff, but wasted it by getting sideways. And speaking of sideways there, the 89 got a bit sideways through 6. It's doing her best to fend up the current points leader of Hardy. Got 2 battles going on at once, one for the lead and one for 3rd. Well, a correction from the 56 allows the 51 of Colin to slip into the inside, and a little touch of that code, and around goes the 56 of Dalton Tubbs in the middle of the track at turn 3. Get out of the way, and that was really close by William Gregory, but thankfully no one else gets involved. We got 2 more retirements to the board, that being the 128 of Carter Stevens and the 57 of Sierra Cooper, both with heavy damage. After both of them ended up in the tire barriers one way or another. Slip up on Colin Teague, allowing Harry Crawford to challenge them on the outside through turn 7 and gets a spot. As I missed about for the lead, but Hardy does make the move on Noel Nichols. As this still under caution in the game. Yeah, Harry Crawford is virtually second for the time being, but let the admins do their best to correct the running order. Okay, these two are separated by 14 points in the standings. Harry would love to get by him after failing to score stage points and Hardy winning the stage, opening up the gap. While big slide from the 89 of Noel Nichols out turn 7 is able to keep her straight, but unfortunately she loses P4 or P3, excuse me, to Colin Teague. Well, big mistake out of the 76 as I was trying to look through the rest of the field. If one place you don't want to screw up is the S's, because you lose a lot of speed and the last time he did. Now Hardy gonna try to pull away, and Harry Crawford has to make up the ground once more. I'm told that the game is still considered under caution, so unfortunately the results will not be corrected in time, so um well, the broken scoreboard just doesn't help, but I'll just keep it up for that lap sake. Right now it's 3 laps to go. Harry Crawford and virtually P2 trying to hunt down Hardy. And hunt down he did nearly hits him. But Harry Crawford thought better of it. Can't make out everything fifth place. That's something I did not know I could say. I didn't know he was capable of that. That wells down pit road. Currently fifth in points, can lose a bit of spots. And a lot of points. I believe the lead gap is somewhere around 2 seconds. Maybe Crawford gonna have to try to reel him back down. He does. 76 does hold the fastest lap, only by 3/10 however, but half a second faster compared to the 03 car. I'm assuming the 76 makes little to no mistakes. He can easily close in the gap once more. 2 laps to go. Last 2 seconds that time. That's ideal. 117 of Chico Shionome has retired from the race from P8. So we add that one to the list of DNFs. Great run for Colin Teague though, he needed the points. He's sitting P4 in standings with 54 points behind the leader. And he's gonna get good points out of it. And these people just do not care about track limits anymore, apparently. You know, still got scraps going on, that being for P7 between Cam Smith and Dalton Tubbs. Able to fend up a position for now, but trace back to the lead. Hardy will see the white flag this time by it is an estimated 3-second lead as Harry Crawford lost 3/10 to this car the previous lap. A pretty chaotic Watkins Glen race. And what looked like to be just an Harry Crawford's race to lose, and it looks like it's about to happen. So Hardy has 2 more corners to negotiate, and he'll be the winner. Through turn 6, he can just take it easy from here. It's just Harry Crawford's nowhere close to him. Through turn 7, the New York streets spell no Hardy, who wins at Watkins Glen. Harry Crawford P2 unable to complete the sweep. Colin T third. Lamont Nichols and Ford put up a good fight in the final laps. Cameron McGill reached P5, likely a career best for him. See other people finish the race. Something happened to Dalton, or something happened to Dalton. He was with the 7 of Cam Smith, but he's still able to beat Alexander Hunt. Yeah, this is A race to remember. So Hardy is your winner. Due to scoring error, it is actually Harry Crawford who finishes P2, Colin Teagan third, Noel Nichols fourth, Cam McGarry's fifth, William Gregory sixth, Kean Smith seventh, Dalton Tubbs eighth, Alexander Hunt ninth, and Matthias Wells in 10th. Heating Turker 11th, and the final car to finish the race. Chico Shinonome 12th, Sierra Cooper 13th, Carter Stevens 14th, Bowen Fisher 15th. Tough day for him. He was in the lead, trying to grab stage points and just gets punted out of the way. And Matt McIntyre 16th, and the final car.
Real bone.
Gonna grab the replay with real quick, and we actually have people who are wanting to interview for once. I'll get to him in a moment, but yeah, so nothing in the fastest lap order has changed, but what could have, should have, I suppose.
User was moved to your channel.
Downton Times, you got me.
I have you, Mr. Delgado.
Well, for a chaotic Watkins Glen race, you did run very well for the early part, but then you just slid back to P7 or P8, depending what scoring says. Talk us through it.
Yeah, I really was debating. I was trying to employ a strategy that I used in uh, a different league. I was trying to see if I can do an earlier stop to where it would give me fresher tires to where I can kind of battle with the guys up there. But um, really lucky that Harry kind of got stifled back with that speeding penalty. But yeah, the I came into the chicane. I think it was, oh goodness, or well, not the chicane. It was more of the the solemn. I can't remember what they call it.
The
But
carousel.
it's something like that. Anyways, but yeah, we I got into a tangle with the 51 and got spun around, and basically it was too late. It was about 5 races or 5 laps before the finish. So when that happened, I just kind of over. So I just kind of packed it in, and I had my tires were shot. So we took what we could, and by then we were battling with the has-beens of of Cam Smith, but you know it was a good race. Apart from the whole caution debacle, but it was very fun. Always fun at Watkins Glen.
Always fun. If you had to take something away from this while you were within the top three, what would it be?
Oh man, just you learning how to just get your car right to where you're not overusing your car, but um also keeping enough speed to be behind them and just kind of just go. But yeah, I've for a while I haven't been up there battling with anybody, so I was just the first time figuring it out, and well, I put up pretty decent for what I think, but definitely need some more kinks because we need to be finishing up there consistently instead of, oh, we were up there. So
Hopefully you have more opportunities to hammer out those kinks. Thank you for joining me.
thank you, Delgado, for filming the race.
Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
It's just a bit of a struggle for Dalton Tubbs. Again, he was running up in top three, the highest I've seen him, and yeah, just a lot of chaos, and unfortunately, he was one of those victims that got shuffled back because of it. No one else is currently in the waiting room, so I suppose it's a good time to sign off, unless someone else comes in at the last second. For 16 cars at Watkins Glen, it's a show of all time. 2 races to go. I presume Hardy will keep the points lead, and Harry Crawford will jump to second after Alexander Hunt's poor performance. Conti might be in the picture to at least take P3 in the standings, but we'll just have to wait and see come next week at Michigan. This is the only 2-miler track for them. Going to be 50 laps for that race, but yeah, no one else is here. So until then, thank you for joining me. I'll see you next week.